Hey guys, I'm back with some more babies from the 2020 hatching season. Got a lot of really cool stuff here to show you, so let's just get right in it. Okay, this clutch is from a Pinstripe Albino Pied bred to an Albino Het Pied. Nice albino. Nice albino pinstripe. So those will both be 100% Het Pied. We got an albino pied. Still one of my favorite morphs after all these years. And then we got two albino pinstripe pieds. Just look at how nice deep yellow they are. These are pretty low white ones. I've had others hatch in the past. Actually, I've only had two others hatch before this, and that was a couple of years ago. And one of those two is actually the father of these. But it's really nice. They're like a nice patternless, mostly patternless yellow, and they stay that way as adults too. You don't really see the pinstripe markings in them a whole lot as adults. Just phenomenal. And I want to, of course, figure out a way to add other genes in there as well. I think Enchi would probably enhance the colors even more. Just really, really cool snakes though. I love anything with pied and albino, lavender albino, anything like that mixed in are some of my favorites. Okay. You guys can watch him try to escape for a couple seconds while I get my next clutch out. Okay. This next clutch is from an Orange Dream Fire Het Albino bred to an albino pinstripe. So that's either an albino or an Orange Dream albino. I doubt there's fire in there. Fire would probably tend to make the yellow fade quite a bit. And here's another one. The main reason why I think these may be Orange Dream is that Orange Dream usually has kind of a pattern like that along the back. This one sort of has it too. But overall, they just look like really nice, intense, high contrast albinos. Okay, so then I got a couple of albino pinstripes out of it too. And these guys have a really funky pattern, and they're definitely different than a typical albino pinstripe. And they're different from each other too. I think this one, in person anyway, looks a little bit more intense, like the colors are a little bit brighter, especially on the head. So these may be, they may be the same thing, just a little bit of a different look, but I think that these are both Orange Dream albino pins. So anyway, that's the result of that clutch. And then there were also two normal het albinos and an Orange Dream het albino in this clutch as well. So I'm not really sure what the future of Orange Dream albino, the Orange Dream albino project is really gonna have, but I'm hoping to bring out some really nice colors. I'm thinking maybe the Super Orange Dream, like a Super Orange Dream Enchi albino pin, or Super Orange Dream Enchi leopard albino pin, something like that would be really cool. With or without pinstripe, I guess. I'd just as much like to see it with just a regular albino instead of having pinstripe in it as well. Okay, put these little worms away. Okay, another one. I'm going to go complete different direction right now. This clutch is from a Bamboo Mystic bred to a Super Special. So everything in it's going to have special in it. And the nice thing is these are both mother and father are act like supers, so you can't get a normal in this clutch. This is a Mystic Special, so it's a Mystic Crystal, or some people call them dark crystals. Pretty cool name. And then here's a Bamboo Special. And another Bamboo Special. And another Bamboo Special. And how about one more Bamboo Special just for good measure. So yeah, all act like supers. The Bamboo Specials are really cool because they're a form of blue-eyed leucistic, but they do have a pattern to them, most notably the yellow stripe running down their back. All of them that I've hatched so far have had a yellow stripe of some intensity running down their back. Just really, really cool. They get nice and bright white as they get older too, but you'll still see the yellow stripe down their back. Okay, now we're gonna completely switch directions again. We're gonna start looking at some clown stuff. I don't have a lot of clown stuff right now. The clown stuff, well, I've got some pretty cool clowns, but I've got some really cool clowns and Krypton stuff that I'm gonna be showing you guys next time, probably next week. Okay, this clutch is from a black pewter clown, so it's a black pastel clown bred to a bumblebee clown. And first one here is a spider clown. These guys just hatched and they are pretty big. I mean, it's a pretty big snake. I bet he or she is probably like 85 grams, something like that. It's amazing the difference in hatchlings. Like I have babies hatch, you know, not twins, but just normal babies hatch out anywhere from like 50 grams up to, you know, generally between like 50 and 65 grams. But I'll have some that hatch out a lot bigger than that. And that's one of them. This is a killer bee clown. It's a super pastel spider clown. And then here is a pewter clown. So it's a black pewter clown. I really, really like these. They fade a bit as they get older, a little bit, but I'm gonna work on adding some other genes in there. I'd love to have one of these looking just like that as an adult. So yeah, gotta figure out some other genes that I can throw in there on top of the pastel and the black pastel to get them to stay looking like that. This is the super pastel version of that. So super pastel, black pastel clown. A little bit more normal sized. And then here's the other one. So I got two. So super pastel, black pastel is called a silver streak. So these are silver streak clowns. Just look at the size difference between these two. Hatched out of the same clutch. Well, yeah, even between all three or even all five of them. They all hatched in the same clutch. I don't think these were twins. No, there were 5 eggs in this clutch as well. So yeah, these two just hatched out a lot smaller than the others. I'd say these two are more typical hatchling size. This one's a little bit bigger than average, but the two spiders are pretty huge. Looking up to say hello to all you guys. Just following the camera. So cool. Okay. I'm gonna put these guys away now, and I'm gonna show you some of my favorites from this year. At least the ones that I hit on that had the hardest odds. You guys have probably seen them in the previous or one of my previous videos, but I had some pastel Ultramel clowns hatch out. I want to show you this entire clutch. I showed this clutch in a video not too long ago, pre-shed. So I want to show you it again post-shed. Okay, this is a super pastel possible double het Ultramel clown. This is a pastel possible het or pastel clown possible het Ultramel. This is a killer clown, I think. The heads actually are pretty similar with these two, but this one's a lot darker than this one. So I think this is a killer clown, and he's 66% possible het Ultramel. And then there's these two. That's at least a pastel Ultramel clown, and same with this. So if you look at these two, like to me, this one looks like it's got a little bit darker bordering than this one does, just a little bit. Kind of the same as what these two have. So this one may be a Killer Clown, and this one may be a Pastel Clown. They both are Ultramels too. Yeah, I was so thrilled. So each egg only had a 1 in 16 chance to hit on these, and yeah, it worked out really great. I got a pair of them, so I think I'm gonna keep both of these. I do have 2 more chances to hatch them, and the eggs were laid only the two clutches were only laid, I think, 2 days apart from each other. So hopefully I'll hit on it at the right time, and I'll be able to shoot a video on the day that those hatch. And I can maybe one starts to hatch, and then the other one I can do an egg cutting video on. I can show you the results of both of them. I very well may not hit any Ultramel Clowns in there because, like I said, the chances of hitting on them is only 1 in 16. But maybe I'll get lucky and I'll end up with a couple more. That would be fantastic. I really have a lot of big plans for the Ultramel Clown. I think that's going to be just a killer combo to start putting other genes into. Pretty sure these are my 2 favorite snakes that have hatched this year. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. I've actually got a lot more, but nothing really that unusual hatching out. A lot of black pastel coral Pieds, and I don't even know, a lot of stuff. We have a lot of babies hatching right now. I think I'm looking over at my rack system where I house all my clutches of hatchlings. I basically keep them in a tub like this inside of a rack system on damp paper towel, and then so the whole clutch goes in there as soon as they all exit the eggs. Then they stay in there until after they shed, and I'll change the paper towel in there once or twice a week so it doesn't get all nasty in there. To like it nice and clean, and then of course it has to be damp so they can shed properly. Once they shed, then I take them out and then I'll set them up in individual tubs in here. You can see I've got a lot of open spaces in here right now, but that's going to be changing really quick. I think I'm going to be putting away probably 15 clutches today, getting them all set up in here, and I've got probably another 40 waiting for me for within the next week or two. As soon as they shed, basically I'll start putting them, setting them up in here. So if you're interested in anything that I have, make sure to check out my website, royalconstrictordesigns.com. At this time of year, I don't really have a whole lot of time to actually post individual snakes on the website. It's all I can do just to keep up with getting all the babies set up and making sure they're all fed and watered and everything. I don't really have the time to take pictures very often at this time of year. Fall, winter, and spring is when I've got a lot more time on my hands where I can take pictures and get things individually up on my website and on Morph Market. But for right now, you can see I have a current availability list on my website, and I do add snakes to that as they hatch. Well, basically as they hatch and I start setting them up in here, then I'll kind of inventory them and get them onto that list. So the best place to find a list of everything that I actually have available is to go to my website, royalconstrictordesigns.com, and click on that current availability list. You'll see a ton. I mean, I probably have 500 different types of ball pythons on there right now, give or take 100 or so. So anyway, and a lot more are coming on over the next few weeks and months. So definitely check that out, and I will be back again very soon with another video for you. I've got a lot of cool stuff to show this year, so stay tuned.